Luka Doncic finished the year as a dark horse MVP candidate and was the reason a lot of people thought, hey, why not the Mavericks to come out of the West or at least challenge the Suns in the Western Conference Finals? Now he's dealing with an injury. So what is his prognosis as we head toward round one and a matchup with the Utah Jazz? Joining me now from Locked On Mavericks, it's our friend Nick Angstadt. And Nick, where are we right now with Luka Doncic as reports are coming out that game one, probably not?
We're still holding our breaths, I guess. Right? Like, it just seems like all of Dallas, every Mavs fan in the world has just been holding their breath since last Sunday, like when all this kind of started and happened, or last Friday. Last Sunday when they played the Spurs in that game. And ever since he's went out of that game, and we've just been waiting to see, okay, well, it's a calf. Okay, we learned it's a calf strain. Okay, we learned that it's not super serious. Okay, that we learned that calf strains are complicated. And then everybody in the world got to be, like proficient at calf strains and knowing exactly what they mean and everything. We had a doctor on our show to talk about how, a calf strain can be so different. And, people looked at other people's timelines and all that. And they were like, well, the minimum is like 3 days and the maximum is like 3 months. So like that didn't tell us anything. And now it looks like it's still a minimal one. He's been at practice. He has not participated in practice. And so he has been on the exercise bike. He hasn't been wearing a boot, which is, I think, a positive. He's been on the exercise bike. He's just been hanging out at practice. His spirit seems good. Like, it seems like he's in a good mood. He's laughing, joking with people. But Jason Kidd has a line that he's been using all year. Anytime somebody asks him about an injury.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
And that's what we kind of come down to. Like, we're not doctors. He's out for game one, and we're not sure after that.
I wish more people, frankly, on Twitter and in the media would take that tact, because we are not, in fact, doctors. And sometimes you don't even play one on TV, and you didn't stay at a Holiday Inn last night. So sometimes we just need to take a seat and let the experts deal with the thing. So, Nick, they have this matchup with the Utah Jazz, a team that, if you put a lot of fans of Western Conference playoff teams on True Serum, they would say, we're not really scared of Utah. But without Luka, like, how many games do you think Luka could theoretically miss and still say, I think the Mavs are going to win this series?
It's a good question. It starts with if the Mavericks can steal one of these 2 games at home. If they can steal one of these 2 games at home, then all of a sudden my answer becomes a little bit more obvious. But you look at it and you say, okay, well, they're going to play this Saturday. They're going to play this Saturday at noon, which is they're going to play on Saturday because of the play-in games and how all that affects the NBA playoff schedule. But it was the worst slot they could have gotten, right? Like, the earliest playoff game for them to play with this. Then they play game 2 on Monday. So then it's a pretty quick turnaround. That's at home. And then they fly to Utah and play on Thursday, April 21st. So if you're starting to look, that's almost 2 weeks from when he had the injury. So then you can start seeing game 3 as a game that he could come back. Could the Mavs win 4 games in a row when Luka comes back? Sure. Right? Like, if this team hits threes, they can literally beat anybody. I honestly believe that, because Luka can create those shots whenever he wants. But the Mavericks haven't won a game in Utah in a long time. They haven't won a game in Utah this year. They haven't won a game in Utah, I think, since Luka's been in the league, and even maybe before that. So that's definitely a tough task and a tall order. If they can steal one of these first 2 home games, then that's a better shot for the Mavericks.
You know who would know the answer is our boss, David Locke. Definitely knows the answer to that question. So let's as we finish up, big picture here with Luka, can the Mavericks be a team that can make a Western Conference run? And can he just come back? Can he just come back and say, all right, 2 weeks off, I'm good. I can just come back and be the Luka Doncic we saw at the end of the season, who was just killing everybody, who was essentially unstoppable in the pick and roll.
Do I have to play my I'm not a doctor drop again? I may have to do that, because he can come back. The problem is he going to have the same kind of burst? Is he going to have the same kind of lift that he had before? Because one of the reasons why he started the season a little bit slow was because he didn't have that. He was out of shape. He didn't have the same kind of burst, the same kind of lift. And so he couldn't get the same kind of shots off that he was able to get, throughout his career. Now he's worked himself back into shape, and he's able to do those things. He's able to get around guys. He's able to torch the Utah Jazz perimeter defense and then, try the one-on-ones with Rudy Gobert and all that. If he comes back and he's a little bit slow, then it's a little bit harder. The problem with them making a Western Conference Finals run is it's either finals or bust because the Suns are in their way, right? Like if the Suns win their first round series and the Mavericks somehow get past this Jazz team, then the Suns are standing right in their way. And that Suns team, it's like the NBA Finals for them. Like it's the title for them. The title is theirs for the taking right now because that team is so good.